Hey, what's up guys? This is going to be the training and the nutrition for the Mesomorph body type. If you're someone that it's easy for you to put on some muscle and it's also easy for you to lose some weight, you're most likely a Mesomorph. Mesomorph are going to be really tall, they're going to have wide shoulders, a wide back, and they're going to be more of a thicker bone structure than someone like the Ectomorph, which is someone who is really tall and lanky. The training for a Mesomorph is going to be very similar to what the Ectomorph is going to do. The primary goal, when going into a cut is to put on muscle as well as shed body fat, at the same time. And in order to do that, what I'd recommend is making sure that your frequency inside of the gym is going to be a 3-day on, 1-day off program split, What you're going to do is you're going to hit each muscle group twice, and you're going to break it up, So an example of this may look like this, where day 1, you're hitting chest and back, day 2, you're hitting your legs, and then day 3, you're going to hit your shoulders as well as your arms. The following day, you're going to take a rest, where I recommend you to go ahead and foam roll and stretch and make sure that you're going to release the muscle damage that we're creating when lifting weights and putting a load on our joints. It's very important that you guys take the recovery process very seriously to maximize your gains and maximize your results. On the other side of the coin, we're going to come over here to the nutrition. And when you're a Mesomorph, again, the goal is to take off your body fat, but to make sure that you're building muscle at the same exact time. So therefore, when you peel off your fat, you're able to have a good physique and really that tapered look that we're kind of all looking for as men. The 3 phases I recommend, are going to be, you're going to go into a maintenance phase, The whole point of the maintenance phase is to make sure that your metabolism is going to be in check, It's very important that this happens, and the way you're going to do this is you're just going to track your weight, and you're going to go ahead and you're going to see when your weight plateaus. When those numbers plateau, you then can move on into what is known as your fat loss phase, and this is when you hear to be in a calorie deficit, you need to lose fat, and that's how you're going to be burning fat. The calorie deficit is simply when you're going to be eating less food than you're expending throughout the day, and that's how your body is going to recognize that it needs to utilize fat for energy, Therefore, after you go through that fat loss phase, what I'd recommend for you to start filling out your physique, just to really kind of the icing on the cake, would be to go into something known as a reverse diet, where you basically add 10% of your calories at the bottom of your deficit to come back up close to maintenance. So that way you can start to really fill out your muscles and kind of develop a really shredded look, So this is going to be the 3 phases that I recommend. The first thing you're going to want to do, again, is go into that maintenance phase. So what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to multiply your body weight by a range of 14 to 16, and that's going to determine the range where you can kind of look to see where your maintenance is going to be. When you figure out that number, what you're going to do then is you're going to multiply it by 20%. You multiply it by 20%, then you're going to subtract that number. You're going to subtract your maintenance, subtract it by the 20% of your maintenance, and that's going to be putting you into a calorie deficit, It's not always smart to just go off the 3,500 calorie principle, where 3,500 calories burn 1 pound of fat, because you're not necessarily going to see the best body recomposition going off a one-size-fits-all approach. So what we want to do, guys, again, is just subtract that number by 20%. Then you're going to break that up into your macros, And typically what I recommend, guys, is that your calories and protein are going to be the most important. You want to make sure you're going to hit your calorie budget, and you're going to make sure that you're getting a high, adequate amount of protein. That's ultimately going to be the reason why you keep as much muscle as possible. The carbs and fats are not necessarily going to matter as much, but when talking about body recomposition, I want you guys to listen to your body, If you're someone that doesn't necessarily process carbs very well, I want you guys going on the lower end here for your carbs at 50%. If you're someone that processes carbs very well and you like to utilize them before training in the gym, someone like myself, I want you guys to be around that 60% for your carbs. Same thing for your fats. very dependent, but typically to get the best results in a recomp stage, we want to have a little bit less fat when we do carbs. And what I recommend is anywhere from 25% to 35%. Again, listening to your body and how you're going to react. If you're someone that is going to eat lower carbs, you're going to want to go higher on the fat, and vice versa. If you're someone that's going to have more carbs, you're going to want to go lower on the fat. So make your decision based off of that and how your body feels, guys, okay? This is going to be your training and your nutrition for the Mesomorph. We're going to move on into the endomorph, which is someone that is basically like a sponge, and they basically hold all their weight. Check it out, guys.